Alrighty, so I am on call with Ronald Saunders, who is the CEO of Cinema Styles video production outfit. It's based in Atlanta. And Ronald, just give us a bit of an introduction on yourself and what you do.
Sure. Well, my name is Ron. I have an independent film production company by the name of Cinema Styles. We produce corporate video, independent films, music videos, boutique wedding cinema. We really enjoy the documentary aspect of things, telling people's stories. I do enjoy narrative storytelling and collaborating with people. Got the bug for filmmaking coming out of college. I was initially going for radio, took some classes in filmmaking, fell in love with it, and shot a documentary that went on to win some awards around the state of New Jersey, as well as other locations. Really caught the bug, moved to California, lived in LA for 5 years doing the filmmaker thing, independent films, got some films that went to Amazon, had some success there with the process. It really was growing and learning, and wanted to come to Atlanta where I felt this was a great location to be in at the time, because there's a filmmaking bug that's really hit this town, and I feel like I can be a much more significant impact in this location. So I wanted to be here while it was growing. I wanted to be here for the renaissance of it. So that's a bit about me.
Nice, thank you for that one. It's funny for everyone watching right now. When I talked to Ronald, it's interesting how our histories are pretty similar, in the sense that I lived in LA for 6 years and recently moved to Atlanta for the same reasons. A booming film industry here, hungry creatives, people here just want to work. So I feel like I also agree that it's the perfect time to be in Atlanta. At least I did. But Ron, the reason why we're here today is a lot has changed in the world over the past month. It's been like a 180, like so much has changed in the world over the past month that's affecting every facet of our lives, including how productions work, how filming works. I was reading in the news yesterday, and places in Europe are planning to resume productions, but they have all these new rules now. They have like a limit of 50 people on set at a time. There are limits to the number of background actors that can be on set at a time. So I wanted to have a conversation with Ronald as an expert in the field as well, to see his projections, or both our projections, to rub minds and see what is our world of filmmaking and production going to look like going forward. Let's say, for instance, we're hopeful at this point, right? We're hopeful that there'll be a cure for COVID, a cure for COVID, a vaccine for the virus itself. We're very hopeful. But say this goes on for longer than any of us planned. What would production going forward look like? What would best practices in the production industry look like going forward?
You hit me hard, fast. Yeah. I think life adapts to whatever takes place. So, for instance, writer strike a few years ago really birthed reality TV in a way that was nobody could see coming. You had shows like Keeping Up with the Kardashians. You had television programming that was being produced without the traditional model, and it broke the mold because programming could be produced on a budget that was far inferior to what was necessary before, and you could still pull in viewers. I think as long as you have viewers willing to tune into some content, I think that you have the opportunity for variation within filmmaking. One of the things that I've seen that's been wildly successful is Instagram Live. I'm turning on for versus battles between some of my favorite musicians, people who are famous collaborating. And yes, this is video that has left the model of film crews per se. People are self-broadcasting in a way that is vastly beyond what YouTube self-broadcasting is. And it's entertaining. People are tuning in and watching. I personally think that as long as people are tuning in for content, the industry isn't dying. I know it hurts that people aren't necessarily at work, but we're all going through that. I truly believe there will be a cure for COVID. There will be a vaccination. Even the Black Plague had an end. You know, the Spanish flu had an end. There'll be a cure that comes, and we'll be able to get back to business as usual. It's what do we do during this time to make the best use of that time, so when we return, we have new content, fresh content, new ways to approach things.
Yeah.
And if you're in the live space of viewing right now, you know, how do you make that as interesting as possible? You're a part of it right now with what you're doing. We're doing some remote content creating,
Right.
And hopefully it reaches an audience. And we're working around the situation, and I think that's what's going to happen.
Right, right. So just building off of something you mentioned, it's interesting. The demand for entertainment has even gone up over the past few months, past few weeks. There's been a higher demand for all sorts of, you know, sources of entertainment. So yes, entertainment. There'll always be a demand for entertainment. I guess the question what I was trying to get at is, so what are some best practices you see emerging for the film industry? So say, for instance, would people have to wear masks on set? You know, say like film crew and all that, will we have to wear masks on set? What are some safety measures you see production companies, say your production company, for instance, say a job comes up over the next few weeks, because businesses are gradually reopening. So if a job comes up over the next few weeks, what are some measures you're thinking about, or if you haven't thought about it, you know, what are some measures you see or you foresee yourself taking to ensure that you practice a safe set?
Practicing safe set. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I like that. I see
It has come up. It has come up. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I do think that best practices as far as masks are always nice safety measures to take. I just currently, I think it's a risk that every individual has to come to terms with. I've turned down shoots. I've had celebrity shoots. I had an opportunity to shoot with one of the biggest social media stars right now. And I had to turn it down. I had an opportunity to take on some commercials. I turned them down because ultimately I didn't need the money right now. And I think that's a decision that everybody has to make. How bad do you need it? We're balancing this economy versus safety dynamic at the moment. And, you know, it was more important to me to be safe than to risk anything.
Right.
I mean, I just saw the president recommend using household disinfectant and ultraviolet rays to combat COVID.
Right.
That says to me, they don't have a clear handle on what's going on. So do you really want to risk yourself?
Right.
I saw something that was interesting that said when courthouses open up, when government buildings open up, when the White House is open and they're doing tours, then maybe you should consider opening your business and putting yourself at risk.
I agree.
When the powers that be
Yes.
are willing to put themselves at risk.
Yes.
When the king is ready to put himself at risk,
Yes.
I'll go outside too.
I agree.
When that's not happening,
I agree.
I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I look at everything has a silver lining. Every cloud has a silver lining. And I can't speak for you, but I've been overwhelmed with film work. Film work is not traditional work. It's not I punch a clock at 8 hours and I'm done. No way. It's not how it goes.
Yeah.
And I was pulling month after month, 12, 14, 16-hour days, 60, 70, 80-hour
I know the drill, because I've been right there with you since March. It's been just like an avalanche of work, you know.
Yeah. And I'm bucking the trend. Everybody I see online is saying things like, you know, well, what are you going to do if you don't come out of this pandemic with a new skill? You know, you've wasted your time.
Yeah.
I have so many skills. Like I've taken so much time to really. I'm taking a break.
Yeah.
I have taken this time to dust off my PlayStation controller and play some video games. I'm reading some books. I'm working out, eating more healthy. I'm taking time to invest in my mind, body, and spirit so that when I do return, I have something new to offer.
Right.
I've taken the time to study, to look at some master classes, to look at some tutorials, to grow. So everybody's got to use their time the way they see fit.
Right.
I'm a workaholic. I'm a Capricorn.
Yeah.
I work all the time.
Yeah.
I'm taking a break.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah,
right now, I'm taking a break.
I absolutely agree. First of all, I'm going to debunk that whole thing. Personally, from my point of view, the whole thing about, oh, if you don't come up with a new skill, whatever, everyone's just trying to survive right now. I've been working because, and I'll get a bit into that too in a few minutes, but everyone's just trying to survive right now. Whatever it is that will help you survive and sustain yourself until the next phase, do it. If that includes sleeping all day, do that. If that involves reading a book, do that. If that involves just laying around watching TV, whatever it is, do that. I feel like it's compassion is what we need right now, because we are really all in this together. You know, COVID knows no social status or like whatever. Everyone's at risk right now, and everyone's just trying to find a way to survive. I've been working. If you are not working, that's, you know, you're valid. That's your choice. You're valid. You know, so yeah.